Hi, I'm Daz, producer of The Drift, but today, or rather this week, I'm also working on another project, which is our Doom Raiders project, which we're looking to do some stuff with in the near future, and part of that is looking at the score. And it's been really good. I've got Mark here today. In fact, I've had Mark here. I will have him here for the whole week. And what we're doing is looking at the score. Doom Raiders was made back in 2001 and released in 2002. And since then, which has been almost 10 years, we've learned a lot along the way. We've learned a lot, everything from editing to visual effects. To score, which is what we're looking at now. And back in 2002, MIDI files and all that were very different to what they are now. And having produced Cinders, Mark wrote the score for Cinders. He did all the arrangements for Cinders. Yes, Mark. He did all the score for that, and then together we then arranged the instruments. Very difficult process. It's not. Mark keeps telling me that you can't just tell the violins to be quieter. You have to tell each violin to be quiet and all this kind of stuff. So it's very, very complex. But it was a great way of learning about the next level of scoring, both in terms of sound quality, but also in terms of arrangement and what makes a good score. And what we'll be looking at with Doom Raiders, particularly today, is looking at what goes on in the film. We have themes. In the past, we've sort of used a theme, and then the theme has developed within the scene, almost like a concert version. And the only way I can sort of look at describing how I would change that is what I call a sort of Tom and Jerry model, which is where, although not quite to the same degree, the whole of Tom and Jerry is like a silent film. It has music that basically does everything from the crashes and bangs to the hard take, to the fun, to the sorrow, to the action, and it's all defined. You can almost listen to Tom and Jerry without even seeing what's going on and know what's going on. I think not we should go to that level, but certainly look at that and compare that to what we did in the past, and that's what Mark's been doing at the moment. And it's been quite difficult. We've had a couple of firm discussions about certain things, because also we want to try and keep the same sort of flavour that the original Doom Raiders had, but at the same time we want to make it better. So that's a difficult one. And what when you're trying to make something better, are you saying that something you're replacing was rubbish? And that isn't always the case. So it's sort of trying to keep it in the sort of spirit of what Doom Raiders was. Music's very iconic in movies, and a lot of spoofs and stuff which don't have their own music, they take it from the original, actually covers a whole multitude of sins. So it was quite a leap of faith for us to leave the score to one side and use our own. But at the same time, it was a great way of learning how to write scores, and now with that experience in the last sort of few years as well, that hopefully we'll be able to produce something a little bit better. But it's quite exciting. Mark's come up with some really nice themes. He's really embraced the opportunity to take it a little bit further, and it's no substitute for being in the same place where I can sort of offer my thoughts. I did a temp track, so I looked at some other scores that I liked and I put them in the edit file, and then Mark and I have gone through the film and said, well, why did I choose that particular theme? Well, I was going for an atmosphere, or I was going for a type of tune or a feeling. And there are other bits where Mark has sort of said, well, Darren, you can't have that because nothing else is happening, so you need to have stronger themes, or you need to have this. And I'm like, oh right, okay, I didn't really realise that. So it's actually working quite well. It's been also nice to have a little bit of a rest from The Drift, which is taking up a lot of time, as it should do. We're in pre-production for that, so we've actually got this project running, Doom Raiders running as well, and Primewood, which is another project that one of our other backyard members has been working on. We've all been jumping into use the kit, etc, etc, so more on that will hopefully come out soon. So yeah, it's been nice little sort of a respite from The Drift, although we'll be getting back to that very, very shortly. Anyway, just thought you'd like to know about that. Scoring, very important part of the whole film, and there we go, all good.